So, during the making of the commentary video you just watched, I thought to myself, hey, you know who likes commentary videos? Whoever just finished watching my commentary video, you know? So, I decided to do a commentary video on my director's commentary, on top of my gameplay commentary. Just a little look behind the scenes, and I don't mean in front of the scenes, if you know what I mean. I'm just going to be talking about the development process of the commentary video you just saw. That video has been in development and production for about 28 months now. I brought in so many people to work on it with me, just rewriting the script half a dozen times, and boy, let me tell you, I burned a lot of bridges. I remember I was talking to docfuture, and he was telling me, look, you're a good kid, and I want to help you out, but you gotta cut this stuff out about the 1920 presidential election. And I looked him straight in the eyes, and I said, there's no goddamn way I'm even thinking about trimming that section, let alone cutting it. And if you have a problem with that, you can go to hell. Now, originally, 5 of the video's 7.5 minutes was spent on an intense rant about how Warren G. Harding had clearly rigged the election with obvious voter fraud tactics, among other things. But if you remember in the video you just saw, you may have noticed that I did eventually choose to cut out this particular section. For a number of reasons, mainly because it was not very well received by any of the test audiences, but, you know, it's not everyone is interested in learning the truth about history as I am. But you know, I've tried to call docfuture to apologize to him, but unfortunately he is not currently returning my calls. Now I can't entirely blame him. I admit I was a tad overly hostile towards his suggestion. I did angrily yell at him and spit in his face and tell him to get the hell out of my office. I did follow him outside and kick his car repeatedly as he started to drive away. And I may have left a few vaguely threatening messages on his answering machine, but the important message to take away from this is that anybody can go down to their local library, get some books, and do their own research into history and get their own perspective. You don't have to just believe what the big history textbook companies want you to believe. I mean, you'd be surprised how many primary sources implicate Harding in a multitude of different vote manipulation schemes. But, anyways, just... do you really think like I just happened to find an old tape of my Sonic Let's Play? Of course not. The only reason I made the video in the first place was because I created an elaborate cost-benefit analysis, and I figured the best way to get a solid return on my investment is to reuse old footage. I mean, everyone in Hollywood does this. I mean, The Godfather Part 2 was like 85% recycled footage from the first Godfather movie. They just dubbed over with different fucking dialogue, so you can't even tell. Nobody even noticed. Now with the cost of oil and gasoline, it's just not economical to record your own gameplay footage. I mean, trust me, I've done a lot of research into this, and by the year 2020, there won't be new LPs anymore. I mean, people will just be redubbing old LPs to make a quick buck. But I knew people would be kind of resistant to this futuristic and hyper-intelligent way of making videos, so I had to come up with this whole facade about finding an old tape. And you know, tell you the truth, I don't even know what the hell director's commentary is. I just came up with this hocus pocus about loving it so much people would buy it. But you know, I did encounter a little snag in my plan, which is I went way over budget developing the VHS tape filter. You see, I had to reach out for backing to Mountain Dew and Doritos, just some extra financing, and they paid me a ton of money just to casually mention their product in the finished video. And I accidentally finished it, and I just completely forgot to add any sort of reference to Doritos or Mountain Dew. I just thought it would come up naturally. I mean, I'm always talking about them in real life. I didn't have the mental resources to handle how boring it would be to re-render the video. I mean, I had already rendered it once. It took several minutes. I just decided to take the financial loss and, you know, save myself a little bit of stress. Overall, I'm really proud of this director's commentary video. I mean, the way it turned out. I mean, In terms of profits so far, I only owe PepsiCo about $8,000. I mean, I'm pretty sure I can write it off on my taxes as making these hilarious videos. It's a kind of charity. I mean, in a way, it's the best kind of charity because my contributions to humanity are invaluable. That means they literally cannot be valued, according to my accountant. So where exactly did this genius idea of a commentary on commentary come from? Well, it's actually a really funny story. I was sitting at my desk, contemplating, what to say in my email to Frito-Lay, and I was listening to this song, Building Mode 5 from The Sims 1, when I hear a noise outside. So at first I'm not sure if I want to bother getting up and checking it out, but I hear it again. It's just this noise. So I decided I'm not just going to stand up. I'm going to get up. I'm going to go over to the window and, see what's outside. So I look outside and what do I see? Believe it or not, it was a northern rough-winged swallow. Could have been a yellow-throated warbler. I'm 90% sure it was that swallow, and I was speechless. I mean, obviously, I knew what I had to do next. I sat down. I started making this video, the video you're watching right now. I told Jared from Frito-Lay he'd go fuck himself because I had something important to do with my life and not just some bullshit corporate drone. I may not have a fancy house or a fancy wife or a fancy working car, but you know what I have? A goddamn legacy. I'm going to be able to look at my grandkids and tell them what I did with my life mattered. Did I achieve any sort of a financial or romantic success? No. But did I achieve emotional and spiritual success? Gee, who's the third YouTube result for Let's Play Sonic? This guy. Also, I literally almost beat Half-Life 2 without having to use cheat codes. And there's photographic evidence of that. Does that sound like someone who's emotionally unfulfilled? I don't think so. I don't think so. When you're laying in your deathbed, thinking back over your life, wondering, oh, what did it all mean? Did my life really matter? In a few years, when I'm on my deathbed, I'm going to be smoking a fatty blunt and playing Sonic the Hedgehog, and I know my life mattered. If my life didn't matter, then why the hell am I so good at video games? Anyways, thanks for watching this commentary on commentary video.